It's a new bike day. I've got an Ibis DV9 and tonight I'm gonna be putting some parts on this bad boy so I can actually ride it. I've really been wanting to build up a nice, really light hardtail that's great for, you know, the XC and a little bit of light trail riding. And I found the DV9 and I was like, I want that so bad. And so Steve surprised me and bought it for me, and I'm excited to start building this up. This is the first 29er bike I've ever owned, and I'm actually pretty excited. Since this bike was a surprise, I don't have very many parts yet to put on it, but I'm really excited to handpick everything and build it. I'm gonna be borrowing some parts from Steve's stash for a build that he had planned, and I'm also going to be borrowing some parts from my other hardtail until I can finish deciding everything that I want to go on this, because I just can't wait to ride this, so I want to make it rideable ASAP. Since I haven't chosen a dropper post for this yet, this is a race face one that I'm borrowing from one of my other bikes. This is a cool tool. This is the Toe Peak Nano Torque Bar, and it has a few different little sockets with different ratings on them. This is the 5 Newton meter one that we're going to use, and it's just going to help me not over torque as I start popping these parts on. I'll make sure I put a link to this in the description. I'm going to get my derailleur hanger on here. I got it mostly threaded in. Now I'll switch to the torque wrench. Thank you, Ibis, for using a threaded bottom bracket. It really helps when you want to do this stuff yourself. Just putting some grease on the threads. This is a bottom bracket I am borrowing from my other bike till I figure out what I really want to run on here. I'm going to put grease on these threads as well. I want to make sure that I get enough grease in here so that I don't get a creaky bottom bracket or have a bottom bracket that I can never get out again. All right. This is a part I really don't want to strip. It's really nice that these are labeled what direction to go to tighten. Now the bottom bracket is in, I'm ready to put the cranks on. I always thought it'd be really funny to like line the cranks up. Ride a bike like that. That'd be pretty funny. So for wheels, Steve got these Ibis 938 wheels for me on a screaming deal. He found them on Craigslist. I decided to go with a brand new GX Eagle cassette, so this is gonna stay on here. And I went with a Maxxis Forecaster, which is, it's an XC tire, but it's pretty aggressive. Yeah, so I'm excited to run this. I heard really good things about it, and I'm excited to try it out. And I went with a 2.35 width on this guy. I'm excited to have my first 29er. I've been on 29ers, but I haven't owned one yet. One thing that's cool about this bike is that it's an XC but crossover trail bike. It accepts up to 2.6 wide tires, which is cool. If you don't care about weight like I do on this particular build, you could put some nice big 2.6 tires that would be nice and nubbly and plushy. Okay, now I'm gonna add some grease to the headset cups, top and bottom, to help keep dirt and water and gunk out of there. And because I don't want it to get really dry, because that's when you get a creaky headset, and that's super annoying. All right. Steve's already got a Fox 34 step cast 120 fork on order for me, but I'm gonna have to wait a little bit for that to come. So I'm gonna put this 34 from my other bike on here for now. I'm borrowing the stem and bars from my other bike for now as well. I've never built a bike from the frame up. It's like exciting and a little bit overwhelming at the same time. I've got a lot of decisions to make in the next few days. It's gonna be so fast. These are some SRAM level T brakes that Steve had lying around, so I'm gonna borrow these for now. Be awesome to do this in the daytime, but I've got a teething baby and she's asleep right now, so I'm making use of the time that I have while she's sleeping. I'm covered in bike grease and dirt and snot and drool. It's glamorous life. It's really nice that they've externally routed the brake cable because it means that I don't have to bleed this entire system to get this on here. That's really nice. This is the SRAM X01 Eagle derailleur I'm going to run on here. The X01 is a little more durable than the GX, which is why I'm going to be running this one. And then I also have an X01 shifter here, which will give me some nice smooth shifting. Steve is the best. He not only bought me this amazing bike, but he's staying up into the AM hours to help me build it. And I had to stop and take a break to feed the baby. And he was just plugging away. He's awesome.
Tess deserves a Mother of the Year award. The least I can do is put her cables on while she's taking care of our kid.
I've never put on a chain without having the previous chain to measure for, so Steve is helping me out with this. Steve worked in a couple of different bike shops, so he's got quite a bit of experience doing all this mechanical stuff. It's cool. I'm learning every year. I learn more and more. And it's sure nice having Steve to help teach me.
Yeah, the bikes just keep getting trickier and trickier, sadly, especially with all the different standards they've got.
Steve has so much technical bike knowledge, so if you don't follow his channel, Hardtail Party, you really should. It's really, really fun to watch his videos and hear the way that he talks about bikes. His reviews are fantastic, and his builds are fantastic. He'll post about upgrades and things that he makes and why, and it's just cool hearing how he makes the different decisions he does about his bikes. Now we are working on fishing the dropper cable through here. I think it's going to take both of us. It's a little hard to see in there. There's a lot of shadows right now.
It's a pain. Ibis didn't internally route it, so you have to fish in there. It makes for a lighter frame, but it's a pain, and sometimes your cable can slap around in there and make things noisy, which sucks.
So Steve has this cool little hook tool thing we're going to use to fish around in here, but dropper I think is the last thing that we have stuff to do tonight. I've got a few errands to run tomorrow to get a few things, and we just kind of got to tune everything, but yeah, getting there. And I pushed it past. Oh, you're really good at that. It's 2 a.m. We just need to get the seat dropper cable in, and then we're good to go. Steve is a man. Not only did he buy me this sweet bike, but he's staying up till a ridiculous hour to help me put it together.
This is more fun than sleeping.
Liar.
Okay, stop. Man, Ibis blew it, and they put the wrong cable stopper on the seat tube. So I either have to drill this out or wait for Ibis to ship us another one. So I'm drilling it out. Bummer. They must have just grabbed the wrong one from the wrong bin. They look all the same except for the end cap. Oh nice, these are just plastic. That was easy. Okay, pop up.
Steve even had a wolf tooth dropper lever, a used one around that I was able to use, which is sweet.
She got all my good leftover parts. She got my Ibis wheels, my wolf tooth lever, my GX cassette, my XX1 brand new shifter and derailleur.
Some of them weren't even leftovers. Some of them are ones that he's been stockpiling for another bike, and he's like, you can have it.
I'm happy. I'll just buy another set, but I'm happy to give them to you. You deserve a great bike. You're a great mom, and you a great rider and a great YouTuber. And we're not sponsored by Ibis. We paid for this bike. So we can say we hate it if we want. I hate the cable routing, I'll say that, but
Yeah, I'm excited to ride it. I'm worried it's going to be, well, not worried, but I have a feeling it's going to be kind of a noisy bike with all the cables in there. But
we can, if we have to, we can put foam on the inside, little pool noodles, small ones around the dropper cable. The rest won't make noise, but the dropper cable might. And carbon hardtails are loud. They transmit a lot of noise.
but
you have a noisy hub, so it doesn't matter.
yeah, it's going to be a fun bike though, I think. I'm excited to ride it. It's 3 in the morning. It's perfect time for at least a quick test drive. Well, I'm excited to continue building this out the way that I want, and I'll keep you guys posted as I make updates to this build. But this is a pretty light bike already, and I haven't even started getting picky about what I put on some of these parts, so it's gonna be exciting. Big thanks to Steve for an awesome, awesome gift. Thanks for watching. Get dusty.